In the second part of why planning separates winners from dreamers, the message becomes even more profound, because it dives deeper into the inner transformation that planning creates in a person's life. Dreaming, as the author reminds us, is the seed. It is beautiful, necessary, and inspiring. But a seed that is never watered, never placed in the soil, never nurtured with sunlight and care, remains just a possibility. Planning is the act of planting, of watering, of caring. It is the quiet discipline that transforms invisible potential into visible growth. And the more we honor our dreams through deliberate planning, the more we realize that success is not merely about what we achieve, but who we become in the process. The author explains that the very first step in this transformation is clarity. Without clarity, even the most passionate dream will float endlessly, never anchored to the ground. Many people say they want success, they want happiness, they want freedom. But these desires are vague. Success in what? Happiness through what? Freedom from what? The lack of precision keeps the dream in the realm of fantasy. Planning forces us to define. It asks us to answer the uncomfortable but necessary questions. What exactly do I want? What does it look like, sound like, feel like? Clarity sharpens the dream until it becomes a goal, and once a dream becomes a goal, it can be pursued. For example, someone who says, "I want to be healthy," will achieve little until they specify what that means. Is it losing 20 pounds? Running 5 kilometers without stopping? Eating whole foods 5 days a week? That clarity is the birthplace of a plan. Another deep truth the book reveals is that planning breaks the intimidating weight of a dream into small, digestible steps. One of the reasons dreamers give up is because they see the mountain all at once and feel overwhelmed. They imagine writing the entire novel, launching the entire business, or saving the entire fortune, and the size of the goal paralyzes them. But winners take the same mountain and divide it into hills. A student who dreams of becoming a doctor does not focus on the distant vision of surgery rooms and white coats. Instead, they focus on today's lecture, tomorrow's exam, next semester's preparation. Slowly, step by step, the mountain is climbed. Planning gives courage because it makes the impossible manageable. The book also touches on the most precious resource of all, time. Time, the author insists, is life itself. Every hour lost is life lost. Dreamers often waste it unconsciously, busy without progress, distracted without direction. Their days dissolve into endless scrolling, idle conversations, or activities that bring no real growth. But planners treat time as sacred. They design their days before the day begins. They wake up knowing which 3 tasks matter most, and they channel their energy accordingly. By nightfall, they feel fulfilled, because their actions were aligned with their goals. This is one of the greatest distinctions between winners and dreamers. Dreamers allow time to escape them, while winners capture time through planning, transforming fleeting hours into lasting progress. Yet planning is not only about action, it is about consistency. Anyone can plan for a day or commit for a week, but the fruits of planning appear when consistency becomes a way of life. The author reminds us of the compounding effect of small, repeated efforts. A person who reads 10 pages a day may think it insignificant, but in 1 year, they will have consumed over a dozen books. Another who saves a small amount each week may think it trivial, yet over years, that small discipline grows into financial freedom. The dreamer waits for grand opportunities, sudden breakthroughs, or miracles, while the planner embraces the power of daily consistency. And in the quiet repetition of small steps, mountains move. Still, planning does not mean rigidity. Life is unpredictable. Unexpected challenges, setbacks, and detours appear. A plan is not a guarantee that everything will go smoothly. Instead, it is a compass, not a cage. The dreamer often collapses when obstacles arrive, believing failure is a sign to give up. But the planner sees obstacles as signals, as feedback. When one path is blocked, they adjust, they pivot, but they never abandon the journey. The author compares this to sailing a ship across the ocean. The dream is the destination, and the plan is the map. Storms may push the ship off course, but with a map and compass, the sailor corrects the direction and continues. Without a plan, the ship drifts endlessly, at the mercy of winds and waves. With a plan, even storms cannot erase the destination. The author emphasizes that planning changes not only the outcome of our lives, but also the character of our souls. Each time you plan and follow through, you build self-respect. You prove to yourself that your word matters, that your intentions can be trusted. Dreamers live in the realm of someday, and because they fail to act, their self-belief withers. They lose faith in their own ability to follow through. But planners, through daily action, cultivate inner strength. They discover that they are capable, resilient, and disciplined. Planning, therefore, is not merely about external success, it is about becoming the kind of person who can carry the weight of success with grace. One of the most powerful reflections in this part of the book is the idea that planning is a form of gratitude. Dreams are gifts, whispers of possibility that enter our hearts. To ignore them is to waste the gift. To plan for them, to nurture them, is to honor the very life force that gave them to us. A musician who dreams of composing but never schedules practice is disrespecting the gift of music within. A parent who dreams of creating a legacy but never plans their finances is neglecting the chance to serve their children. Planning, then, becomes sacred. It is an act of saying, I value this dream enough to give it structure, to breathe life into it, to bring it into the world. The chapter closes with a challenge, quiet yet firm. Look at your own life today. What dreams lie dormant within you? Which ones have you carried for years without progress? Now, ask yourself, what is the first step you can plan today? Not the entire journey, just the first step. Because a dream, no matter how beautiful, is powerless until it is anchored in a plan. Winners understand this. Dreamers delay. The difference is destiny.